good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of the Celebrity Junk Thema Pimp Music. So yeah, man, my boy Say Cheese TV, he be doing this thing out in the Dallas-Fort Worth area. Shout out to the brother. He be having all the, the hot rappers on, Mo3 when he was still here, all the guys out there to be really doing it big. But one of the guys that, is really popular on this platform is Charleston White. Now, Charleston White, within the last year, has kind of come on. He says a lot of interesting things, many of them offensive. And he kind of is like that one uncle that you used to have at the barbecues and shit that just will, he'll just say anything at any given time. You don't know what he's going to say. That's Charleston White. Charleston White was asked in a recent interview about how he felt about Brittany Renner. And at first he got her confused with Renner Rucci, but he said that Brittany Renner is his hero. The reason why is because, he thinks it's a great thing that she's taking these dudes' money and that she's finessing these NBA players. Now, Say Cheese, he, the guy that runs that, right? I think it's Sean Cotton. Sean actually asked the guy, he was like, well, listen, what would happen, because she was recently at Jackson State talking about how she's searching for the next guy, the young guy that she can train and all that kind of stuff. She's looking for somebody's son. He's like, well, what if guys were to do that? Wouldn't it be an outrage? He was like, well, men do it all the time. He was talking about in the 80s and Too Short concerts, they'll be reaching for the young girls in the section. And then he came to a point that said, well, she's almost 30 years old. She doesn't have time to train somebody. She needs a young, dumb idiot. And it's a sucker born every minute. He don't feel sorry for anybody that gives her the money. And I think this is where we want to take it today. I want to kind of go into detail. Since I've been making a little bit of money in the last 2 years, I'm not rich. I ain't stopped the show. I ain't got that Kevin Samuels kind of money, because Kevin Samuels make more money in a month than I make in a year, and I'm over here ghetto hood rich. So I'm just saying I'm hating on him too, because he was supposed to buy me some new Nike sandals and he didn't. But to be real, when you get money as an African American man, I don't care where you from, South Africa, if you're a brother from the UK, to much is given, much is required. And a lot of times, what a lot of black men is, and I found out even myself, with my YouTube business, my money was growing faster than I was emotionally developing. Shout out to Black Heights, brother Antoine Wade. I talked to him last night. We had a really serious conversation about this, and kind of to educate young black men, or even black men coming into some money for the first time. When you start making money, the money comes before you mentally develop. You may be mentally developed for the business transactions and the everyday operations of the business. But as far as attaching yourself around a social class, that's different. You're still dating the same women that you were dating that you probably could never get. And see, for athletes, it's a lot difficult. It's more difficult because they have more money, but they're not high class people, right? It's not like, some people in the black elite or the white elite or guys who went to Stanford or Harvard or have certain, degrees and stuff like that, where they had to actually work and improve themselves in other ways. Entertainers and athletes work, but they're not necessarily classy people all the time. They can deal with somebody like a Brittany Renner. Whereas, you're a guy that went to Stanford or Harvard, he would never touch a Brittany Renner. So it's a lot easier for them. But a lot of black men still that are coming out of this, first generational middle class, and now that you're coming into money, you have gotten the money before you developed. All right? You don't really understand where you can go or where you can't go or where you can live and where you can't live, or who you can talk to and who you can't talk to. It's just like booty clapping sounds. I'm telling you, like, that's all it is. The first 2-3 years you get some real money, it's just booty clapping sounds. Because it's like, oh, I could just hit this, and she got a big old booty, she got this. And then you start to realize that you're putting yourself in danger because you're around somebody that don't understand how to deal with a person that got money. They don't understand the lifestyle. They don't understand what you have to do to maintain that. Okay? And this is what happened with PJ Washington. A lot of these guys, they are not really mentored for the success. And a lot of black men are looking to get towards the money, but you're not really ready for the success. You have not developed. A lot of old rich people, or what we call old money, they still have the money because not only are they rich financially, they're rich socially. They go to certain places that you won't go to. You can't go to them. They keep themselves out of the fuckery, right? A lot of us as new money people, we get the money and then we're doing the same stuff that broke folks would do. And whenever you do that, you have a chance to lose. Same thing with PJ Washington. Here's a guy, he's young. A woman can take advantage of that, of your inexperience. Even if you're an older guy and you get a lot of money, you're still inexperienced when it comes to managing the wealth, the everyday operation of managing the money, managing the cash flow. And then you're around somebody who you shouldn't be around in the first place. So what happens when you put, meat in the middle of wolves? You're gonna get eaten. And if you get eaten, it's your fault. You gotta protect yourself from scam artists. You gotta protect yourselves from thieves, from crooks. And you have to isolate yourself the more money you get from normal people. And you definitely don't surround yourself with OnlyFans models and IG models. And the last time I checked, PJ Washington, after going through this ordeal, who is he dealing with now? Another IG model. Certain guys cannot be helped, all right? And that's the thing that we gotta understand as black men. Once we put ourselves in these situations and we know better, there's mentorship. I know the NBA has it. There's NBA executives. They have all these things for oncoming rookies. If you don't take that mentorship and you get yourself hurt, you deserve it. So in this case, Charleston White is right. She's going to continue to get more guys money, and I'm going to tell you exactly why. Black men, black athletes are so conceited. They feel that what happened to somebody else cannot happen to them. That is exactly how immortal most black men feel when they have money. Oh, well, theme music. Oh, yeah, well, that happened to PJ Washington because he a simp, but, real dude like me, it ain't going to happen. And then until it happens to you and then you mad at the world. So much is given, much is required. I keep telling guys, when you get this money and you get this lifestyle, you cannot be around these people. You can't. You cannot deal with these people. Certain folks you can't work with. Certain folks you can't live around. Certain women, I don't care how big their booty is, you just cannot date them. You can't deal with them. Because they're bad for business. They're actually dangerous. They're actually and it's not purposely that they're even trying to do it. They're just a hazard, When you have money, you gotta stay away from that. Black men with money and trying to go somewhere, you have to operate very accordingly to where you're going. You can't even be in certain places anymore because it's not conducive for you to be there. You're now a rich person. You're now a guy that's a high earning. You're in the top 10% or 20% of black men or men in the country. Hey, gotta act like it. Gotta act like guys. So what do you guys think? It's your boy O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell, check out the first one at the top, and now as you know, the buffoonery remains at all-time high.